Hits 96, we are Chattanooga's #1 hit music station, and joining me right now via Zoom, one of our performers at this year's Running of the Chihuahuas. I'd like to say hello to Charlotte Sands. Charlotte, hello.
Hi, how are you?
Oh my gosh, I'm doing so well. Thank you for taking some time today. I know that you're currently on tour right now. How's the tour
Yes.
life been treating you?
It's been great. It's obviously been crazy schedule and traveling and all of that, but it's the most rewarding thing ever. So I'm just so happy to be doing it.
Excellent. Yeah, it seems like you have a lot of fun. If people follow you on social media, you definitely
Yeah,
enjoy yourself on tour, and that's what it should be about, right? Exactly.
absolutely.
So you're going to be part of Ring of the Chihuahuas. It's the 13th Ring of the Chihuahuas. It's actually, we're calling it the revival this year because for the last 2 years, due to COVID and everything else, we've put it
Mhm.
on pause, no pun intended. But we are bringing it back this year and people are absolutely stoked. We're playing your song Dress to kind of introduce you a little bit to our audience so people can get to know you a little bit. We can't wait for you to hit the stage. But before we get to all that, why don't we talk a little bit about your beginnings and how you kind of started? I know that you moved to Nashville basically right out of high school. You and I
Yes.
share something in common. We have New England roots. We grew up. I grew up in Massachusetts. I grew up in New Hampshire. So talk about how you wanted to do music, why you wanted to do music, and basically how it kind of all started.
Absolutely. So, yeah, I grew up I lived in the Berkshires in Massachusetts and then moved to Hopkinton, Massachusetts when I was about 11. And I never really felt like I completely fit in to any groups in high school or middle school. And I feel like a lot of people can relate to that. I was kind of always, I felt like an outsider. Like I never really found my people. And so I always knew I was going to move. I always ended up writing whenever I didn't know what else to do and making songs. And I'm lucky enough that my family is very musical and was always very supportive of that. And so I ended up moving right after high school and driving to Nashville because I heard that that's where all of the best songwriters were. And I just wanted to be a part of that community. And I got in my mom's car that I told her I was going to bring it back, and I never did. Sorry, mom. Shout out to mom. But I got in her car and I drove to Nashville, and I've been there ever since. And it's been the best.
Very cool. Then now, did you know somebody in Nashville, or were you this is like I'm just going to go out there and find myself type of thing? Did you have friends or something?
I didn't have anybody there. So I had my dad's best friend lived there, so I did always have someone kind of like looking out for me, but I didn't know anybody personally. And so it was just like a huge risk, but
Yeah.
I have always been the kind of person that like wants to be thrown into the middle of it and then figure out how to deal with it. I'm not really like a preparation kind of person. Um, but I just kind of went, and it was really challenging, and obviously like being away from home for the first time ever, it's terrifying, and I
Sure.
was homesick and all of that, but it ended up just like making me have to fight harder for my career and my music and make me really realize how worth it it is, and so I'm really grateful for that.
Yeah, and so far you're on the right track. I mean, it's pretty amazing what you have accomplished. Like I said, you're currently on tour right now, and for those maybe that do not know, let's talk about what your sound, if you will. I know that you're heavily influenced by pop punk music. A lot of the bands that you're touring with are bands that I listened to growing up. I'm so super jealous about that whole fact, by the way.
Yeah.
So let's get into that a little bit. What is your sound like? People enjoy the music that you put out. What will they think of when you see you live and all of that?
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely always tried to like really curate like a fun and energetic and accepting like community of people and energy, and I think that's really important for me. I want people to be able to come to my show and feel like they can relax their minds for a second and just have a good time. I think that's what I always searched for in music, and especially live music. I would be going through something really challenging or feeling like it lost or left out, and I would just be like, oh, if I go to this show, I know I'll be accepted and I'll feel like this universal love and all that kind of stuff. And so I'm just trying to kind of recreate the energy that so many of the bands that I grew up on and we grew up on, and that I'm even touring with now,
Right, right.
gave me when I was younger. And it's kind of like this sanctuary that I just like hope that I can create for other people.
Well, I think you've done that. Let's get into the song that we're playing right now. It's Dress. This is the one that we're playing on Hits 96. I know you have numerous songs and all of them have special meanings to you.
Yeah.
But this Dress one kind of relates to another one of our artists that we play, which is Harry Styles. Tell the
Yes.
story a little bit about how you came up with this idea. It kind of went viral for that reason. Talk about the story of Dress.
Absolutely. Yeah, Dress is so special to me and is such a funny story. So I'm so glad that it ended up working the way that it did. But yeah, the Dress came together because of many things, but especially the Vogue cover with Harry Styles wearing a dress on it that so many people were upset about for some reason. And they were so upset about this man wearing a dress or just like dressing however he wanted. And I thought it was so interesting. And also, I realized that my type has changed so much from being like masculinity versus like confidence and like all these things that I didn't really realize were so important in people and that I now like respect so much, and just being confident in who you are and being able to express yourself and that kind of stuff. And so we ended up writing this song just about being confident in yourself and being authentic and living your true life and whatever that is for everybody. You don't necessarily have to wear a dress, but if
Right.
you want to, go for it. And yeah, it's just about positivity and like being able to be yourself and not caring about people who tell you that you shouldn't be. And yeah, I'm a huge Harry Styles fan, so this is it's so fun for me to be able to meet so many people as well that are also fans of him, because
Yeah.
we're all kind of in this like fandom together, and getting to also bring this song into it was so much fun. So thank you guys for playing it. I
Oh,
appreciate
of
it.
course. No, we want to, and we love all of your music, and definitely people should check it out. The EP that's out right now is Love and Other Lies, a few other songs, Keep Me Up All Night, Every Guy Ever, Bad Day. It's a great little EP that people should definitely check out. Has any fan bases of Harry Styles reached out to you, or have you talked to Harry at all? Has there any connection yet?
I wish I could be like,
Really cool and say
maybe
yeah.
like
Yeah.
one day, you know, one day maybe that will be like there will be like a secret. But
Right.
as far as I know, so I've met so many Harry Styles fans because of this song, which I love so much because they're just like the sweetest, kindest people ever, and he
Yeah.
has created such an incredible community of like accepting and like people, and like just it's so wonderful and warm. And so I'm really grateful for that. But I haven't personally talked to him.
Okay.
I would love to sit here and say that I have. I like to think that he knows about the song, but
I can only assume. We can only hope. We'll keep our fingers crossed and
as
hopefully
long
that's
as you guys keep playing it, I
yes.
think he's bound to find out.
Yeah, he's always listening, so we definitely
Yeah,
will let him know.
exactly. Yeah, I heard he listens
That's
to your
great. That's
station.
great. Yes, and Harry Styles does have quite the community. We play his music here, of course,
Hmm.
being a top 40 radio station, and now you're part of that community. And now you're going to be visiting us here. Speaking of community, in Chattanooga for the Running of the Chihuahuas. And I don't know how much you know about Running of the Chihuahuas, but basically you're kind of opening up for a Chihuahua race. Did you know that?
Um, I could not be more proud or happier about this.
This is a huge community event. I told you before we started recording here that this is my first Running of the Chihuahuas as well, so we can share that bond. This will be our first experience together there. But from what I understand, it's something around 100 Chihuahuas get signed up and registered. They do races all afternoon long until they finally get down to one tiny little champion, and that's really what the whole basis is. And then around that, there's all types of vendors, and there's going to be great local community businesses coming through. And of course, you're performing alongside some others. We have a DJ. There's a kid zone from the Chattanooga Zoo. It's just going to be a remarkable time, and we appreciate you so much for coming out and spend some time with us.
I'm so excited, honestly. So I'm getting off tour, and I think I'm coming about the next day or 2 days later
Okay.
after like 6 weeks of touring. But I am so excited because that just sounds like the absolute dream. Like the final show of this kind of run is me just getting to like hang out with chihuahuas and animals and people. It's just going to be such a wonderful time. I couldn't be more excited to be there. I
Oh,
kind of
it's
want
gonna
to get
be
a chihuahua now just to
Yeah,
like
right, right.
compete
Well, you're
with
definitely
it.
gonna want one after you see these ones for sure. And there's actually
Yeah.
a best dressed contest. People dress them up. I mean, they go
Wow.
all out, costumes and all. People are owners and dogs are all matching sometimes.
I
It's
am
incredible.
so excited about this.
When we see you hit the stage, and like I said, I know you're coming off tour, you're going to do a few songs for us, so we get a little bit, probably a little bit more low key from maybe a big live show that you've been
Mhm.
currently on. But what can people expect from you, whether they see you at Running of the Chihuahuas or maybe in sometime in the future? I know that you're always in Atlanta and Nashville doing shows all the time.
Yeah.
What is a live experience like with Charlotte Sands?
Um, what I would hope it would be like is that it's just like a very, I hope it's just fun and I hope you can just enjoy yourself in your life for however long my set is and we can all just have a good time and realize that like life is not that serious all the time and we can kind of let the stress of it go away and just have some fun and listen to music that hopefully you like.
Yeah, no. Well, that's why we have you
Fingers
coming along,
crossed.
Charlotte. So we know we're going to enjoy it. If we didn't
Thank
care for
you.
the music, we probably wouldn't have put out the invite, to be
Good
honest.
to know. Good to know.
We're happy to have you. And again, it's going to be a wonderful lineup. Our title sponsor is Carbach Ranch Water. Want to give them a shout out. They're making this a free event. So if somebody's
Wow.
looking for that opportunity to come out and see you, especially here in Chattanooga or the surrounding area, I mean, we've had people in the past come from Canada, come down to see the
Whoa.
dogs and to see our performers. So who knows who will be able to come
They've
and see
traveled
this
they've
show.
traveled further for the Chihuahuas than people have for me. It's,
It's
I
I'm
get
telling you,
it.
it's one thing. It's so funny talking to the artist and talking about this event, and I was like, oh, okay, so this is really a focus on, and they're like, oh, it's all about the Chihuahuas. The community here in Chattanooga is huge for the
Like
Chihuahuas, and that's what it's about. But we like to
I
tag
love
along and
that.
have fun with it.
I'm so excited. This is a dream for me.
And speaking of opening up for things, this news just hit recently, and I want to talk about it because I know it's a huge kind of a dream come true for you. I mean, you've worked with
Yeah.
great bands, ones that you follow, Taking Back Sunday, The
Hmm.
Maine, Young Blood, All Time Low, and now you get to open for one of the goats, My
Yeah.
Chemical Romance. That's going to be awesome.
Oof. That is it's like the most insane thing. We just announced that today
Yeah.
and I that's like the hardest secret to keep for the last like few months and so I like feel like I'm just like have been acting so weird for like so long because people are like, "What is wrong with you?" And I'm like, "I just can't tell you." But I'm just so excited that this is happening. It's going to be my first show ever that's like not in the U.S. And so,
Oh,
um, just like I mean, a crazy first like international show.
yeah,
It's
right.
so I'm just like so grateful, and obviously it's only possible because of people who play my music and listen to my music. So it is all thanks to you guys, and I'm so glad.
Well, that's wonderful news. Congratulations on all the success so far. We love the song. We hope to play more of it. And of course, coming up Saturday, April 30th, the Running of the Chihuahuas, just to prep you for My Chemical Romance, just to prep you, get
I'm
you ready
ready.
to go.
Come on.
And that is
That's
going to be, again, coming up on April 30th. Charlotte, thank you so much for the time. Your EP, Love and Other Lies, people should go out there and get the EP, listen to the music. I know you're big on TikTok and Spotify. You do it all. And we can't wait to get to know you a little bit better. Thank you for doing this little interview. And we'll see you on Saturday, April 30th.
I can't wait. See you so soon. I'm so excited.